Good evening, everyone. It's a good night for a lot of football teams to clinch playoff berths, and we will start in Negaunee as Negaunee's trying to get that 6th win against Marquette, the Diamond Jubilee Trophy. First play from scrimmage, Kurt Kalavecki to Garrett Pentecost, and somebody forgot to cover Pentecost. That's not a good thing. This play covered the better of 40 yards or so. 3 plays and 2 penalties later, Pentecost on the handoff, and he's going to weave and get past the last dive. 24 yards for the touchdown, 7-0 Marquette about 2.5 minutes into the game. The teams exchanged punts, and Marquette was, for the most part, allowing quarterback Tanner Uren to keep the ball on the option, and Uren will pick up a first down here. We move to the second quarter, same drive for Negaunee, and when Uren would pitch out, it would be a quick pitch to Tyler Beaumont. This is good for 7 yards and a touchdown. Now Negaunee, Negaunee doesn't like kicking extra points very much this year, so to try and grab the lead, Uren will roll to his right, and he'll find Noah Bergstrom. And Negaunee has an 8-7 lead in the second quarter. Marquette would respond by driving downfield, and I don't want to say he's got moves like Jagger, but Pentecost is making everybody miss again. And one more, and he'll dive into the pylon. 27 yards for the touchdown. He scored Marquette's 3rd touchdown. Negaunee played really well. Good ball control, but Marquette is your winner, 20-14. So Marquette is all set for a playoff berth. Let's go to Westwood. The Patriots looking to cash in, taking on Manistee. Pick this one up in half number 2. And Zach French calls his own number, and this will be good enough for a first down. A shoestring tackle saves a potential touchdown. Manistee would have a nice defensive play here as Francois Montbrun is tackled by Jake Sayers. But Westwood's drive would keep going. It would last about 8.5 minutes to start the third quarter. Montbrun would get the touchdown. 2-point pass was good. The Patriots had a 21-0 lead. Manistee trying to get on the board in the third quarter. Zach Lambert off Kenner Breuer. Right to Adam Nagy. Nice catch, Adam. Good alertness. Gain of 8 yards, but Manistee could lose the ball on downs. First play of the fourth quarter, French over to Nick Benda, and Benda apparently is in a parade all by himself because nobody else is in the screen. 37 yards for the touchdown, and Westwood cruises to victory 28-7. 8-game schedule, 5th win for Westwood. On the scoreboard, Gladstone apparently scored 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Kingsford secondary may get a little extra practice next week. Flivers still hang on to win, 34-29. Escanaba no trouble with Lakeland, 41-6. Wind and a downpour in Calumet and Agassiz Field. I can only imagine how ugly that was. 14-0 Copper Kings over Ironwood. Houghton scored a touchdown later, else this would have been a 2-0 ball game. Gremlins win by the score of 8-0 over Baraga. Northland Pines easily over Lance, 47-6. Jake Lakoski, 104 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Newberry, a 51-8 win over Rogers City. Maple City Glen Lake arrived in St. Ignace via the Arnold Ferry line, going from Mackinac City to Mackinac Island over to St. Ignace because of the accident on the bridge today. And by golly, Glen Lake almost pulled it out. But St. Ignace scores with 1:36 to go. Joe Ostman, a 1-yard run. John Eby, the extra point kick. Curtis St. Louis, an interception at the end. Ooh, the Saints hang on, 14-13. And Kingsley over Sault Ste. Marie, 41-22. Back to the video. How about Forest Park taking on the Bessemer Speed Boys along with help from Wakefield and Marinesco? And guess what? And Jacob Seilers running loose with the football. That's good for 45 yards on a touchdown. He had 180 yards and 3 scores on the night. And we always say every once in a while Forest Park practices its passing game. The 2-point pass to Michael Smithson to Tyler Lovato, 22-0. Eric Lane for Bessemer pitches to Taylor Smith. Looks like an option pass, but Smith wisely decides that nobody's open. He ends up sliding out of bounds in the nice rain. After the punt, Smithson will find Cole Noblet. And Cole will get outside one defender, and he will go 55 yards for the score. And the Trojans keep cruising right along with a 42-0 victory. Let's go to Suburban Felch, where North Dickinson's taking on Lakeland and Hubble. And Kent Becerra calls his own number. And this one will get inside the Lakes 15-yard line. On the very next play, Dominic Christian. Oh, he's stuck in that left side of the screen. You can barely see he had the football in his hand the way he was carrying it. 237 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. That happened to be number 1. 7-0 North Dickinson. Next Nordic drive, McCarrick throwing in the coverage, and it's intercepted by Cody Kumpula, and Kumpula will drag this one back inside the 20-yard line. Several plays later, Kumpula, through a massive confusion of bodies, will score the touchdown. That made it 7-6, but North Dickinson would control this game and go on to win 26-12. On the board again, Hurley is 9-0 for the first time ever. Jared Runland, 227 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and a pick 6 as well for 62. 41-0 Midgets over Ontonagon. Stevenson turns back to Munising in a big way, 47-12. North Central downs Mark River Harris, 24-6. Rudyard 37, Pickford 20. In 8-man football, it's Rapid River 62, Mid-Peninsula 18. Cedarville, impressive, shutting out Bel Air 13-0. And Brimley gets past Posen 44-23. Let's go right to college hockey. NMU, its home opener against St. Cloud State. First period, 1-0 Huskies. Mitch Jones up the Reed Seckle. He waits and then goes over the shoulder, and that one's good for a 1-1 tie. Let's move to period number 2. And Matt Thurber back to Seckle. Corey Canisto in front, and the Wildcats take the lead at 2-1. Still in the second period, Wade Epp will get the shot from the blue line off a defenseman right to Andrew Chernchan. That's almost room service there. Wildcats take a 3-1 lead. Late in the second stanza, it will be Kyle Fulmer going through the neutral zone. He will cut across the slot and beat the tender glove side, and Northern goes on to win 5-2. Tyler Grahn with the empty netter. Meanwhile, Michigan Tech, WCHA action against Wisconsin. Picking up in the second period, and Hancock native Tanner Carroll's going to be right near the net, and he's going to get his first goal as a Michigan Tech Husky. Welcome, Tanner Carroll. And it's a 1-0 Tech lead. To the third, Wisconsin on the power play. Tyler Barnes ties the score with his second of the year. This game will go into overtime, and Brett Olson will get the puck to Jordan Baker. After a little bit of a collision, all of a sudden, oh, here's an easy way to get your game-winning goal. The Huskies get a big one over Wisconsin, 2-1.
Getting that game winner is, especially in OT, there's no feeling better. But, I got to give credit to my line mates. They had a great forecheck. They made everything happen. And, Blake made a good play at getting it out. And Ole made a fantastic pass to me in front of the net.
A low centering pass right there.
And these two teams will meet again tomorrow night at 7:07 p.m. Let's go to the Eastern UP, where Michigan State was delayed crossing the Mackinac, or the referees for the game were delayed crossing the bridge. Michigan State against Lake Superior. First period, Kyle Jean, the former Traverse City North Star of the North American Hockey League, puts that one home, and that ties the game at 1, his second of the campaign. We're not done in period number 1. Pass ahead. It's Kyle Jean again, who will just get that one home. That's his third. That was at 11:26, and the Lakers have a 2-1 lead. We jump ahead to the third period, tied at 4. It's Dominic Minardo in front. That's the game winner with 1:11 to go, and Lake Superior State edges MSU 5-4.
Early in the year, though, teams are making a lot of mistakes right now, and I think that's going to happen. I expected both goalies to be a little better, but it's just one of those nights pucks go in the net, so good to see for some of our guys.
And those two teams will meet again Saturday night. By the way, Kyle Jean ended up with a hat trick for the Lakers. College hockey scoreboard, Notre Dame over Ohio State 5-2. Miami edges Colgate 4-3, or should we say Miami brushes past Colgate 4-3. It was Ferris State 4, Rensselaer 0, and Minnesota in overtime gets past Minnesota Duluth 5-4. Let's hit the soccer pitch. NMU taking on Grand Valley State. Yes, very windy near Lake Superior today. Amelia Johnson, doink, off the crossbar. Still scoreless in the first half. Grand Valley State's Kayla Addison will get behind the defense and beat Jessica Baker, dare I say it, 5-hole. It was in the 9th minute, 1-0, and a domination day for Grand Valley State. They go on to win this one 5-0. On the scoreboard, Michigan Tech, an impressive win, 2-1 over Ferris State. Alyssa Heineck and Melanie Hoffman, the goals for the Huskies. GLIAC Great Lakes Valley Conference crossover volleyball action. NMU edges Bel Air 3-2. Michigan Tech dropped a 3-1 decision to Drury, and Lake Superior State beats Kentucky Wesleyan 3-0. Iron Mountain's Brittany Newberry with 14 kills.